If you haven't heard, Stephen A. Smith said some things about Jasmine Crockett calling out Trump.
And I hope Jasmine Crockett is listening to this. By the way, she's welcome on the show. When you go on national television and you calling the president of the United States out of his name, and you being all disrespectful, as a representative in this country, do you believe the citizens of Texas sent you there to do that?
So there's a fallout. Willie D is responding to Stephen A. responding, and here we are, Willie D, explaining why he called out Stephen A.
So y'all heard that from the horse's mouth. This is why Jasmine Crockett and nobody on the Democratic side can work with Donald Trump because he don't want to work with them. Every chance he gets, he downs the Democrats. He punches down every chance he gets. This is why she can't work with him. And by the way, he also has the House and the Senate. You know that. I've heard you say it before. He has the House and the Senate. And then she has to have the votes. All I do is simply look at what the folks who follow Fox News watch, what they say, what they like. Watch who they praise, who they say they like. And that's how I know that person ain't for me. Because I know they're not for me. They don't like me. They don't like my kind. So it don't matter how much I try to assimilate. It doesn't matter how much I try to brown nose, kiss ass. It doesn't matter how smart I am. It doesn't matter, how law-abiding I am. It does not matter how involved in the community I am and how much I love my family and my children, and I bring them up to do the right thing and pull myself up by the bootstraps. None of that matters to them because they want to make America great again. And I'm still trying to figure out at what point in society was America great for Black folks?
Stephen A. Smith isn't a political analyst. Stephen A. Smith is a trained SEAL who's only good at two things: barking at Black personalities in the media and clapping for his handlers. And I'll give you three things about it. Thing number one, Stephen A. Smith and his forehead took to his podcast to criticize Jasmine Crockett for her work defending Black America against Donald Trump and his fascist administration.
You be ruining. That's the new verb. When you're right on that edge. What you said about Jasmine Crockett, I don't agree with. Jasmine Crockett is qualified for what she does. She has earned her degrees. You don't have a degree in that. You're great at the sports. She don't try to correct you on how to talk about sports. And you're telling her how to talk to the president. How is she supposed to talk? She's doing exactly what she's supposed to do. She has more balls than most of these motherfuckers in the Democratic Party have. She speaks up for people's rights. She speaks up when she sees something wrong. She's calling it out the way Jasmine supposed to call that. That's the way she does it. I just don't like the way you're telling her how to talk. You know, her style is bad because she's right on point. She always has facts. She reads people. So what's the problem, Steve? Look at the way you talk about your sports. You gonna tell me that I'm not talking here. I know him. And he is horrible. It was abysmal. That's you, man. No one's telling you how to do that.
So yeah, I take it real personal. We are the only people that when we get offended, people tell us, well, it's an opinion and you shouldn't do this or that. We are in a time when Black people who have major platforms, who have the ability to influence our people in mass, when they say something that is out of line or they are adding their voice to the discrediting and the disrespect of a powerful Black woman who is standing up for us every single day, we're in a time where people need to challenge that behavior.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
Tim Black's BS detector.
There's some of the other people that I could have put into this clip to start us off that I just said, I'm just going to pick four. As I was putting this together earlier this afternoon, all I could think was, it's Dave Chappelle would say, I'm in quite a pickle. I'm in quite a pickle because the last thing I want to do is defend Stephen A. Smith. Most people are lazy. They look at things one way. If you got criticism for Jasmine Crockett, they say you hate black women. That's it. Why don't you like Jasmine Crockett? Why you hate her? I don't even know this woman. How could I hate her? I don't know her. What'd she do? I don't know. You know, I had hate for Biden. He locked up more black people than slavery. And you voted for him. I don't understand. I mean, but anyway, not to get sidetracked. So, unfortunately, it puts you in a bad situation because it's like, I don't agree with Stephen A. Smith on a lot of shit. I don't even agree on his reason for criticizing Jasmine Crockett. But I know most people are too lazy to even sit around and stick around and even try to understand, oh, you don't like what Jasmine Crockett has said on these instances in the way she does certain things, but it's not the same way, Stephen A., because you have your own reasons. Oh, I know that that's not going to happen.
When these white girls come up here and say the most ignorant shit about black people, Hispanic people, about the LGBTQ community, you ain't said shit. Because you's an old-ass, Southern, conservative, black.
I want to know, the real question is, fam, instead of Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye and Gillum and Bakari just riding for Sister Girl, why is it black women got to jump out the gym in such a way in order to get favor with the Democrats? Why come black women can't just be black women doing their damn job? Why do they have to be the crash test dummies that risk their lives, that run into burning buildings, media-wise, to just be respected? So I'm sitting here, I'm talking to Mrs. Black, my wife, and I'm like, babe, I want to say this. I want to do this segment, but I know I'm running the risk of being the guy lining up behind Stephen A. When I look at the other people, lining up behind Stephen A., I don't even want to be in that group. You got people like Brandon Tatum. I disagree with Brandon Tatum on so much shit, it's ridiculous. I'm sure the Hodge twins. I do not want to be in a group with them. I disagree with them on like 95% of shit they talk about. But, Jesus Christ, as I told someone today, I feel that Jasmine Crockett is more dangerous to black America than Stephen A. And I can back that up with logic and reason. So if I know that she is more dangerous to black America than Stephen A. Smith, no matter how despicable, how disagreeable, how out of the gym, and how lame, I think like, are you really going at her about the way she talked to Trump? Why do you care so much about the way she talked to Trump? Like, why? Really? That's what we doing? Okay, so to me, that's a dumbass reason. But here's the thing. It's not that I like the way she talks to Trump. I think it clouds the issue. I think it's performative. Okay? So I disagree with Stephen A., but I agree with Stephen A. when that Jasmine Crockett deserves criticism. I don't like the reasons for its criticism. I don't like where it's originating. I don't like the message behind it. It sounds too much like ass kissing to Trump. I don't give a shit about the way, the tone she uses with Trump. Do I think the tone she uses is helpful? No. I feel that Jasmine Crockett has been talking the way she's been talking because she knows it's going to work with a certain segment of black America. That's what I think. I think that Jasmine Crockett and Stephen A. Smith are the same person. I think that there are a lot of people that realize that, but they don't have the guts to say it. They won't admit. They won't admit they're both putting on a show. Because that's exactly what they're doing. They're both performing. Stephen A.'s performing for conservative whites, and Jasmine Crockett is performing for liberal black people. And black people that are in media who want to keep living indoors and staying on the good side of the Democratic Party. These are both performers. That's what it is. I don't want you to know, this is not a winning take. This is not an angle for someone trying to sell out or get money or whatever, because there ain't a whole lot of people that will have that type of nuance on this issue. They want me to just come shit on her or come shit on Stephen A. like they did. But see, we can't do what other people have done. We got to do what we feel is right. My biggest concern, my biggest gripe, I should say, my biggest gripe with Willie D and Godfrey and Tamika Mallory and other guy with the glasses from TikTok whose name I think it's Major League. I think it's Major League. You guys keep saying Jasmine Crockett's fighting for black people. Explain that. Because see, that's where my criticism's from. My criticism is from where does she fight for black people? Where is this coming at? I mean, Godfrey did kind of admit she's fighting for other people's rights. Yeah, because she does a lot of fighting for Latinos. She's got a lot of Latinos in her district. I heard her be much more forceful about LGBTQ and trans people. She just used black people whenever she need to back somebody off her ass. My people, I come from a people that have been treated this way, XYZ. But she never fighted for anything specific for black people. What is she doing specifically for black people? Saying DI is a lie? Saying white supremacy is bad? These are just words. I talk. There are a lot of people with microphones that talk. That's all she's doing is talking. Just saying words. How is that fighting for people? Only thing I can do is talk. I'm a commentator. I'm not elected to office. There are people in my comment section that will hold me to a higher standard than the entire Democratic Party. They look at me and say, Tim Black, I hear what you're saying. Maybe you got a point. But what's your solution? They don't get in the show. They don't support the show. They don't do shit for the show. Nothing. But they look for a commentator who ain't elected to any office to have more solutions than Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett is a problem because Jasmine Crockett is an empty vessel of loudness and noise that distracts us from real problems. We get confused because she's talking recklessly to Trump that somehow helps us. I'd say it doesn't. I'd say actually it does the opposite. I don't think it helps us at all. I think it helps her. I think it helps the Democratic Party. The fact that black people think that Jasmine Crockett calling Trump names helps black people makes me say, damn, we got a problem. It almost makes me so disappointed in black people that I'm like, maybe I don't even need to even give a shit anymore. If black people think this congressperson calling Trump racist and bigot, saying he ain't shit, he's a piece of shit, and people think that is fighting for us, name calling, the dozens. I mean, black people have been doing that forever, man. We've been used to do dozens on my front porch in Surrey Square, on the deck, on the steps. We used to do that till 2 a.m. I didn't know I was fighting for black people by doing it. I just thought we was roasting each other. I had no idea this was going to help black people have more home ownership, move us out of 40% range into the 50% range, along with Latinos. I had no idea that's what name calling was going to do for us. We got black people that are smart enough to know that we need so much more than that, but they accept it. They accept that from her. Not only do they accept it, they say she is above scrutiny. She can't even be questioned. Jasmine Crockett went on a show with a black commentator and cared so little about having anything substantively to say about black Americans or what she's doing. She started talking about shit about public goods. And her response to, what about black people that want a black agenda? The Democrats do a lot for black people. We allocate a lot. Like in my district, we're trying to clean the water up for them. She said things that if a white person said them, you never want to hear from them again. You call them all types of names and run them out of town. She said exact same bullshit. But I got all these black people backing her up as if she didn't say these things, as if she is doing the Lord's work. And why? Because she a black female Democrat. Because if she was a black conservative, you wouldn't be saying it. If she was Omarosa talking about Obama, you wouldn't be defending her, going like, what are y'all doing saying these things to her? You would not give a shit what Stephen A. Smith had to say if he was talking about Omarosa, the Trump girls, Spice and Almonds, and rest in peace to the one that passed. Stacey Dash, she would not give a shit if he was talking about conservative black women. You only care. Godfrey's only making that video because it's Jasmine Crockett. Willie D's only speaking up because it's Jasmine Crockett. Willie D lives in Texas. He couldn't name a fucking thing that Jasmine Crockett did for Texas. His whole video is everything back from MAGA and Make America Great Again and all other types of silly shit. He couldn't even name anything tangible that she was working on in his own district when he lives there in the state. That's how bad it is. And to me, folks, that is dangerous. That we have people that are supposed that are influential in the black community that go for such cheap parlor tricks. They go for such lame performances. They go for such empty symbolism. Black America don't need symbols. We need solutions. Not only do you not demand solutions out of Democrats, you praise them and attack other people. Now, once again, I don't give a shit about Stephen A. Stephen A. is a rich man doing well. He get another show, and believe me, as much as y'all was complaining about Stephen A., white people love what he said. So with the demographic that he's really penetrating right now, which ain't us, the market with, he's doing really well. That's a winner for him. I know we think, or some of us think, that he took a real big L. Only depends on how you look at it. It depends on how you look at it. Her style. I don't care about her style. Do I think it's performative and over the top and lame and corny that a person with all the degrees that Jasmine Crockett has chooses to conduct herself that way? That sets that as a standard for black women, knowing that if black women are black girls, as a father of black girls, I don't want my daughter talking like that. I know she won't get the same money that Jasmine Crockett got. Well, she'll have that type of freedom. That she can talk that way in school, to authority people, in the situations. So Jasmine Crockett was funded by a fraudster by the name of Sam Bankman-Fried, who was in jail for fraud, for Ponzi schemes and defrauding people with crypto shit. That's how she ran. That's how she won her seat. No one talks about these things as if it's hidden information. There are people that are aware of it who just won't say it. Why? Because they want shine off it. We got people that are up here defending Jasmine Crockett, pretending like there is nothing that can be criticized about the emptiness of the rhetoric, the pointless attacking. It's just distraction. That's all it is. But all they see is an opportunity to boost their podcast, which no one was listening to. There are some people I didn't even include in this clip because I was like, well, I don't even want to bleep out all of the expletives, cursing and spitting and yelling that they were doing trying to defend Jasmine Crockett because they didn't have anything substantive to say. At the end of the day, they just consider Republicans as the plantation. I don't know, some weird shit. I don't know. Yeah, what they say? They say that Stephen A. is an Uncle Tom, and he want to work for Trump, and he kissing Trump's ass. Jasmine Crockett was kissing Biden's ass in ways that I think she should have had a NC-17 rating on all her videos, if not an X rating. The way she was kissing up to Biden was disgusting. It was pathetic, frankly. And the whole time the dude was senile and she fucking knew it and she didn't say anything. And all are right behind it, right there in line with it. And some of you know, I know most of you know better. Most of you know that was some bullshit. You knew Biden wasn't well. I wish my parents loved me as much as Joe Biden loves his son. What? You don't think that's worth criticizing? The author of the crime bills. I wish my parents loved. Remember that? It wasn't that long ago. All of that ass-kissing, performance, nonsense. Jasmine Crockett is almost 45 years old. She's a 45-year-old attorney, able to practice law in multiple states. Acting like she's 23, sending a horrible message to young black girls that they can conduct themselves that way. And not to mention the groveling for Biden. That was so disgusting. Man, she groveled for Biden in ways Stephen A. has not groveled for Trump. I mean, I haven't seen anyone except that despicable preacher dude on X. I won't say anybody. There are some people that were kissing Trump's ass in certain ways, but come on, man. Jasmine Crockett's ass kissing of Joe Biden is the thing of legend, okay? She kissed Joe Biden's ass more than Kamala Harris did. I have never seen a congressperson kiss Joe Biden's ass the way Jasmine Crockett kissed Joe Biden's ass. And folks, you have short memories. Some of us don't. So, at the end of the day, fam, this ain't about, as much as I hate to do it, because like I said, I disagree with Stephen A. on a lot of shit. I think Stephen A. is an opportunist, but I think Jasmine Crockett is an opportunist. And I think the people that are denying, and I don't mean regular people that watch shows, maybe don't have time, but the people in media whose clips I used, I think they know it. And some of them are opportunists too. They're opportunists. Philanthropists and opportunists and activist-tunists and tunist-tunists, seller-tunist, manipulatunist, minstrel-tunist, minstrel shows / opportunist. That's what they are. A number of people. And until Black America, I feel, until the majority, not all, because it's never going to be all, but until more Black Americans can see through Jasmine Crockett as a performing loudmouth, as someone playing a game, all that shit she does don't benefit us. It benefits herself. It put her in a position that she's in, being, or Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon or whatever the hell. I mean, what really does it do? Really? I do not hate her. I don't know her. In fact, I was one of the people, I was saying from day one, well, not day one, day two, it's not going to end well for her. She kept poking the bear, and eventually the bear swings. And then eventually, all of that noise travels up to Trump, and eventually he's going to respond. And when he responds, it won't be well. Mark my words, inside of 6 months to a year, she'll have a charge on her. They're going to find something on her, just like they did Fonnie Willis, just like they did Big Tish up in New York. They're going to find something on Jasmine Crockett. I don't know what it's going to be. It's going to be something. They found something on Cory Bush. They got Jamal Bowman for pulling the damn fire alarm. It's going to find something, because I want to know, the real question is, fam, instead of Tiffany Cross and Angela Rye and Gillum and Bakari just riding for Sister Girl, why is it Black women got to jump out the gym in such a way in order to get favor with the Democrats? Why come Black women can't just be Black women doing their damn job? Why do they have to be the crash test dummies that risk their lives, that run into burning buildings, media-wise, to just be respected? That's a good question. No one wants to ask that question. Why is it you say, oh, black women, black women they're always in the front line. Why? Why do they put the black women on? Don't you realize Democrats will do nothing but use black women as cannon fodder? Shoot them at the other side? Nobody cares about cannon fodder. You do know that. You know, it's great. You load it up into the cannon, you light the match and shoot, bam. No one goes and picks up the cannon fodder and nurses it back to health and makes sure it's okay. As long as it hits its target, everyone's happy. That's what's going to happen with Jasmine Crockett. That's what's happening with her. The only reason why this isn't totally sticking, I don't know. I think the fact that Stephen A. is a black guy, he chose to do this because nobody white can do it without being called racist. So he's like really taking one for the conservatives. Oh, so many of the white conservatives are like, yay, get him, Steve. So I can't support that because it's not substantive. He's not... Stephen A. Smith is that upset with Jasmine Crockett. He ain't calling her out for the same reasons I am. I'm saying, what are black Americans getting for this? How has this really helped black America? I don't see it helping, and I see nothing more but hollow symbolism by the Democratic Party to distract black people into thinking this is helpful, when no one can tell me how it helps black people. I don't see it helping black people. If anything, you're just antagonizing Trump for your own uses in order to get notoriety and fame, to rise in perception and awareness. And if that's not true, what was the Kendrick Lamar dances for? What were the t-shirt sales for? Jasmine Crockett. What was all the bullshit for? Jasmine Crockett. What are the Instagram posts for? What's the profanity, dropping the F-bombs and shit for? If it wasn't to be noticed. You know what I'm saying? Is that really something you're going to defend and say it's not? You're really going to deny you weren't trying to be noticed? That you weren't trying to just be popular? People that got criticism for me for even doing this segment, are you really going to deny there wasn't an ulterior motive behind that shit? I mean, really? She's 45, dancing to rap music in fucking Congress, dog. How are you going to say that shit? Godfrey, how could you say that wasn't performative? You're an educated guy. Are you doing backspins? If you go to Congress, would you be doing backspins in the eye? See, I don't need to get upset with this because it's all a game. Everybody knows I'm right. They all know I'm right. They're not stupid. They know it's a game. It's a game we play. It's a game that we pretend this is helpful when it's not. It's a game we pretend like this changes something for black America. There's something because black Americans are doing so bad as a whole, not all of us, that just saying shit, just saying racist, bigot, asshole, shit, F you, looks like a win. But it's not. I want real wins for black America. Unlike Stephen A. Smith, I want real wins for black America. I don't want Trump treated nice. I can give a shit if Trump's treated nice. I don't give a shit if any president's treated nice. That ain't what you there for. You're not there to be treated nice, people to kiss your ass. You there to do your damn job for all of Americans. So I'm not on that shit. What I am on is something totally different. Tamika Mallory, my song, all these people, Plies, all these people, they defended her because she's a black woman. They would not defend a black woman who was not a Democrat. They wouldn't say a mumbling word if this was Omarosa. You could care less. Hell, they wouldn't say a mumbling word if this was one of the black women out of Chicago who were calling out Brandon Johnson. That's how little they really give a shit. If it was a black woman out of Memphis calling out, supporting the troops, they would be not saying a word. They would not give a shit about it. It's because she's Jasmine Crockett. They're star humpers. Like most of the Democratic Party, they star humpers. And they don't want problems. and they want to line up behind their team. And I'm sorry, Black America. I feel your pain. I understand it. I am you. We are together. I get it. But fam, it's unhelpful. And to me, it's an opportunity to say, hey, we need to be focused on bigger shit than this. We need to not reward this. We need not, until Black America sees Stephen A. Smith kissing Republican ass, see that. Until they can see what Bakari Sellers does, what Angela Rye and Tiffany Cross and Joy Reid and Don Lemon does for Democrats, until they see that the same, we ain't got a shot, man. We ain't got a shot. Until the majority of Black Americans can see a sellouts on both sides of the aisle. And I think we're getting there. We're slowly starting to get there. I think people are waking up. Black America's waking up. And, I know some people call us bots or MAGA and Trump supporters, and we hate ourselves. We hate our women. We hate Black people. Yeah, they say all this shit. I love Black people more than you will ever love us. Because I'm willing to make less money. I'm willing to lose opportunity. What you lost? What you lose? You didn't lose because you were fighting for Black people. You lost because you got a big-ass head. You lost because you thought you weren't Black no more. Nah. Until we're waking up, and we need more Black people to wake up and see both sides of that aisle, it's bullshit. Until we see that both sides suck. When we see that both sides don't have our best interests at heart. There are white people that see this. I think there are more Black people waking up to this now. There are some Black people that have always known it. That would say, Tim, you late to the game, fam. I've been on this shit for 5 years. But in the beginning, I didn't think, I wasn't even into politics. And then once I got into politics, I looked and said, well, you know what? The Democrats have better policies. But then as I started to learn, they haven't had a primary in the Democratic Party in 12 years. How could you ever support a party that won't even level the playing field for who gets to participate? What are we even talking about? All right, that's it. I'm going to leave it there. Stephen A. Smith can be wrong. But to me, Jasmine Crockett is wronger. Because she don't have a leg to stand on. Not really. Calling Trump names is not a win for us. This is not a comedy show. This is not an actor's audition for a movie. This ain't a to-be movie, Miss Representative Crockett. I'm disappointed in so many people right now. But hey, it is what it is. They know that I have a point. They will never admit it in public. They will never say, you know what, you're right, Democrats, they ain't shit. Republicans ain't shit. They're both horrible. They just are. Tim, you're right, but I can't say it because what? Because you're right? Because you lose something? Well, you know what, man? Until Black people are willing to lose something, we'll never gain anything. More Black people got to be willing to lose if we're going to win. And it's getting lonely out here, the fact that I can speak truth to power like this. And notice, I'm not calling Jasmine Crockett names. I'm not shitting on her as a human being or as a Black woman. But I am calling out the bullshit. And until we can do that, and people be honest about a people that are at the bottom, we're at the top of everything bad and at the bottom of everything good in this country. We catch the most shit. We're treated the worst. And we don't have time for games like this. But this is all they got time for. They so happy this happened. They get a news cycle, people pay attention to them, and Black people go right back to losing. What have we learned from this? What do we take away from this? How will this assist us in the future? I don't see it. So, hey man, I may not have changed many opinions tonight. Hey, I'm okay with it. But I feel like I said what I think needs to be said at this moment. It's crucial for us to understand what's working for us and what's not. Performative politics does not work for us. We need substantive policy. And if we can't expect that out of elected officials, who can we expect it out of? Comedians, political commentators on the internets and Spotify and YouTube? That it? There are those that make excuses. Oh, she's just the first term representative, Tim. But if we can't expect more out of representatives, who are we looking at? What are you mad because Dave Chappelle said a joke? You guys have more smoke for comedians making jokes than you do for representatives making jokes. Notice there was no profanity used or aimed at Jasmine Crockett, but that won't matter. Just the fact I disagree with the shenanigans. And people saying, she fighting for us, Tim. Well, you know, she a black woman fight for us. How is that? Because she said Trump was a piece of shit. Oh, okay. Yay! I'm going to go put on. I'm going to go put my kids through school on that. Thank you. I appreciate that. I wonder if I could go buy a new car with that. I'm wondering if my retirement will be more intact because she said that. Probably none of the above. Nothing at all. The only thing that happened was she got ink and press and coverage. That's it. That's all that happened. That was the outcome of all that for the last 18 months of Jasmine showing her ass. Only thing that's happened is she became famous. We remain nameless. It's me. That is shameless.
The Tim Black Show streams Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wolfpack.